Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is E-Star Tarot, and today we're going to do another collective and timeless reading to see what our ancestors, spirit guides, and guardian angels would like to deliver to us as a message today. And with us we have our dolphin totem. So maybe dolphins have a special significance to you or are a guiding sign for you. I really love dolphins. I think they are a symbol of happiness and joy, and it always pleases me to see one, or even just the symbol of one. And we have this amethyst sphere. I love this little sphere. It's just beautiful. And amethyst, they are good for our third eye, helping us to awaken to our intuition and see with our third eye. So maybe you're going through a third eye awakening at this time, or you would like to meditate with amethyst to help you with your intuition, psychic abilities, even your dreaming could help with that. So, I really like amethyst for that reason. I'm gonna place it just so that the dolphin's holding it, because otherwise it's gonna try to roll away, right? So I'll just leave him holding it there. I'll get right into the reading. Okay, so what does this collective need to hear from their ancestors, spirit guides, and guardian angels at this time for their highest and greatest good? What messages do they need to receive? That's way too many cards. We're not going to do that. Let's try again. Okay. 9 of Swords. 5 of Cups. Oh dear. Got a lot of worrying going on. A lot of up in our heads energy. Oh, go. But then here comes the 9 of Cups. And the 10 of Wands. Okay, so it looks like you're triumphing over it. Okay, 3 of Discs. I'm going to leave it there for now. Actually, we'll just put them up here. Okay, so someone is very up in their heads worrying and fearing that they've made a mistake or they've taken a wrong turn, and they're worried about all the losses they've experienced so far. They're up in their heads thinking about everything that they did wrong instead of everything that they're doing right. Because, and you've got the Scorpio there. The energy of 5 Cups is Mars and Scorpio, so there's this energy of transformative loss, right? So sometimes we go through bad experiences and it's like, why me? Why would this happen to me? What did I do wrong to deserve this? What was the lesson in that? But there is always a reason. There's always some kind of meaning to it, and there's also some kind of purpose to it. So, and even sometimes that can be just so that you can overcome it, right? Because sometimes it's about overcoming the trials to learn how strong we are, or to make our happiness a priority, because sometimes we don't prioritize our own happiness. And we have to go through the worst in order to realize how important that is and prioritize it, right? Because we have 10 of Wands energy here. 10 of Wands, it's usually a person carrying a bunch of 10 sticks, right? And it's too much of a burden for them. So it's like, I think you are overburdening yourself with worry and stress and expectation, but you're transmuting yourself through that, because we have a phoenix coming out of the flames here, lifting you out of the cage. And 9 of Cups, all about wish fulfillment, all about happiness, right? And it's not just that, she's also in a meditation position, right? She's finding inner peace through herself or himself. The person's pink, so I was assuming it was a female, but it doesn't matter really. Point is, you're taking charge of your happiness by not letting these fears and worries overcome you. You've realized the role they've played and how they've been blocking you, how they haven't been, like, even if they were founded. Like, it was well founded to have fears and worries. It just wasn't worth the trouble of going through those feelings, right? Because they weren't helping you and they were just making you miserable. So you've learned to transmute, you've learned to overcome, and to put your energy into what makes you happy instead of what makes you miserable. And the key word to this card here is resolve. So it's like you found the resolve to transmute yourself, to lift above. And there's Scorpio here. Scorpio and the Phoenix are very tied together because often the energy of Scorpio is transformation, rebirth, right? Which is symbolized by the Phoenix. So you're birthing yourself into a new life that's going to be a lot easier because you're not letting these fears and regrets about things that happened in the past take away from your happiness now, because all you have is now, right? All you have is the now. And what's happening now is what matters, right? The past does not matter. It does, but it doesn't. You know, the past is past, right? And it's time to move into something that's a better energy for you. You're tired of it. You're tired of feeling miserable. You're ready for something more. And here you have 3 discs in the works. You're working on this. This is in the works. And I always take 3 of this as like guidance as well. Like, you're having help from your guides. You're having help from people around you in your daily life. This is a collaborative thing. Like, your own healing is a collaborative affair. It's being worked on by not just you, but also your guides and all the energies that surround you, material and non-material, right? So you're working hard at it. And that's what you're building, right? Because they have an incomplete pyramid there. You're working on building your pyramid of happiness and joy, and that's going to be your life in the future. So you're on the road, right? I almost said flowering river. That's funny. Flowing river. Yeah, flowering river, it would be appropriate though too, right? It's like your life is flowering, and a river is so filled with life energy, right? It's literally like energy in motion in the form of water. Flowing river. Also, flowing river it's kind of talking about, you know, life is all about the flow, right? Flowing with the ups and downs. All I can think of is Pocahontas with the river song. What is it? Just Around the River Bend. It's one of my favorite songs ever. I don't care if that's cheesy, but waiting just around the river bend, I look once more. Yeah, you look once more. There's something coming. There's something in the works. There's something about to arrive for you. And I think you've had so many disappointments in the past. It's like, oh, is there really going to be something good? But there is. Something is coming for you. Something good. And even in that movie, like, she was kind of like, oh, something new is just around the corner. And it was good. It was also like, you know, tough trials as well, you know, because she had to go through a lot to be with John Smith, and then in the end they couldn't even be together. So it was love, but there was also heartbreak. So it wasn't like all her wishes were around the corner, like everything happy ending tied up neatly. It was just like life is going to bring new things you're not expecting, right? But it's all what you're meant for. It's all part of what you're destined for, because that was kind of her destiny, was to navigate those relationships between, you know, the Europeans coming in and her own tribe, right? She was really kind of important, and more important than her love for John was really her keeping those 2 groups from fighting, because the love was almost just like a side part of it, because that's what stopped them from fighting. But it's almost like her role was more to keep the peace than anything else. And it wasn't about her happiness even. I don't know if that comforts you, but like, I guess what I'm trying to say is life is bigger than we know. And you don't know what you're destined for. You don't know what role you're going to play, or what's coming around the corner for you, and how things are going to play out. And the key is just to keep going with the flow of the river. Spirit of fire, yeah. Spirit of fire, it's creative, but it's also destructive, right? New things are born and old things die, right? And that's very Phoenix energy as well, right? The old life gets burned away and the new life is born. There's grief in the dying of the old, but there's also joy at the birth of the new. Spirit of fire, wow. Fire and water. Wow. That's so funny. I love this deck. It's so mysterious. Oh, gosh, sorry. Trying to lean over and pick it up. It flew out in such a strange way. Keeper of the North. There's a hair on it. Oh, just weird things, right? Spirit Keeper of the North. Interesting. Yeah, Spirit Keeper of the North. You think of like the winter, right? As being, this quiet time, this meditative time, this mysterious time where the world goes to sleep. It's really making me think of your North Node, to be honest, more than the meaning of the actual card. And your North Node is all about your destiny, all about the thing you're meant to accomplish in this lifetime. And we have Trickster on the bottom there. Trickster is not just, it's not all bad. The Trickster is kind of a teacher, right? Maybe you're a bit of a trickster. Not like a trickster like deceiver, but like a trickster like a jester, like a fool, like a clown, but like not in a foolish, insignificant way, in the sense of a teacher, right? What's that term? Like a Hayoka empath? What is it? The crazy life? Or I'm not making sense here, but it's basically like those who live dare to live a life foolishly. It's like the energy of the Fool card, right? Like you step into the unknown bravely. You don't feel fear in the same way as others. You leap into the unknown, and that makes you able to bring knowledge that otherwise wouldn't be available to others, right? So it's like having knowledge, important knowledge to share. And then I think North Node. So maybe there is something about you flowing in this life, you giving into this fire of destruction and rebirth, that's going to give you this knowledge that you can be a teacher to others. Or even just, not even that, but like just being, it's what's going to put you on the path to your North Node. That's what it is, yeah. You're flowing on the river to your North Node. The river is flowing north, if that makes sense. So trust it. Trust the river. Trust where this is going. Even if there's some things that fill you with worry and stress and fear, trust that it's all working in your favor, that even the bad things have a purpose, right? That there's some meaning behind it. Because there always is. There's always some reason that we go through, some kind of trial and error. Yeah, I'm going to take that one as well. 3 cards here. We have wisdom, the owl and the hop. Yeah, wisdom. You do have this wisdom that you're gaining through your trials. And that's something I think that maybe you discount, like maybe you forget that you actually have all this knowledge that you've gained through your experiences. And like you wouldn't have that otherwise. So there's no shame in having gone through tough things or have regrets, like mistakes you made, because actually those were the steps that gave you the most knowledge, the most teaching, right? Romance, Finch and the Peach. Okay. And then we have protection, the skunk and the magnolia. I'm getting from this that like maybe you have like romantic regret. Like maybe you think that something didn't work out and it was all your fault, or you could have done things better. But actually it was protection, right? The skunk and protection. It's so funny, it's the skunk, like, because sometimes I think like if we don't recognize that someone's not good for us, sometimes there'll be weird bodily things that happen that will be signs for us. Like maybe that person will have a strange smell to us and we can't understand why they don't smell good to us. Or like it's just weird. Or like you'll have a bodily reaction to them or something, like a repellent. Like you fart on them or something. I don't know why that's what's coming up, but it's like those things happen for a reason. It's like there's because a skunk it sprays a smell to repel, right? To protect itself. So maybe there's something like that that happened. I don't know, but I think that you might think that you had something in the past and that's how it was supposed to be, but actually it wasn't. It was just teaching you something. It was just trying to show you something, some knowledge that you weren't aware of. And things not working out was actually protection. So you might have had some romantic relationships that did not work out, but trust that those ending were for your highest good. Because it wouldn't have been good for you if it stayed with you. This was protection, right? Rejection is protection. It really is. It's so funny how it works out that we're sad that something didn't happen with someone or it just didn't work out, but then suddenly we realize later on that, oh, that person would have been awful for me, and oh, I actually don't really like that person. I feel better when I'm without them. It's funny how life works out that way. There's a wisdom there. There's a teaching there. And your body and your spirit knows things that your mind often doesn't, right? So be aware of that. Be aware that sometimes the signs, how things play out is, because there's a greater plan in mind. Yeah, Seven of Wands. Yeah. Yes, because Seven of Wands is about having, to deal with a lot of energies coming at you, competing with you or attacking you. And you later have like a whole pool of crocodiles here. So maybe what you were rejected from was something that was, like maybe you rejected from a group of people or a person, but like those people actually didn't have your highest interest in mind. They were actually your enemy, or they were actually like competitive with you, or, they were actually a predator in some way. Okay, we're going to take the top one here. Knight of Wands. Okay. The Knight of Wands is a very passionate, fiery energy, right? Very sudden, very brash, very intense with the emotions, right? So maybe it could have been a Knight of Wands that was not very good for you. Maybe it felt passionate. Maybe it felt like a good thing, but then suddenly things went wrong and you didn't know why, but actually that was the protection. You're being protected from this energy. Alternatively, it could be that there's some Knight of Wands out there that's still meant for you. And that's what you're meant to be with. That's who you're meant to be working with. Or maybe those energies dampened your fire because there's a lot of water here, right? And your fire is meant to burn bright. Your spark is meant to be fed, not extinguished, right? Go on the top one. The World, okay. Interesting. World. But it was upside down, so we'll keep it upside down. The World reversed. Yeah, because sometimes, because the World upright can be about completion, right? So upside down, it's like that feeling like something wasn't completed, something you didn't get closure for something. You're not sure. It's open-ended, right? But actually, this is kind of your answer. This is kind of what's, trying to be communicated to you now, is that it wasn't the right thing for you. It wasn't good for you. This was not the time for it. interesting. Let's get one more card. Where did I put my cards? Here we are. Yeah, I'm going to get just one more card there. Got two cards here. I'll take them both. We have 10 of Cups and we have the Empress. So yeah, this is how you're going to get closure, actually, is being in your Empress energy. You're gonna put that love towards yourself and your own putting the light back into yourself, right? Because the Empress, they have everything they need. They're like all the queens in one. They feel nurtured, they are nurturing, they're glowing, they're often pregnant, and they feel like they're just in this beautiful, receptive energy. Everything comes to them. They don't have to reach or chase anything. And I think that may be what you're embracing. It's a self-love energy here. Maybe that is the closure, and the reason why is because you needed to learn to love yourself without this external validation. Because underneath we have the 10 of Cups, right? Which is complete emotional satisfaction and fulfillment. I have a feeling that's what's coming for you. But it's not something that's coming from sources that aren't, like you were seeking it in the wrong places. You were seeking it externally. You were seeking it from someone that wasn't a good match to you even. I think you are sort of a Knight of Wands in terms of your passion. But that fire was being dampened. And it could have been brought on by, like, at first that energy with that in that romantic partnership might have been fiery and great and passionate, but then it turned bad and you just didn't know why. And it's torturing you to think, why didn't this work out? But actually, it's because something greater is in the works. And the thing that's greater in the works is a real fulfillment, real satisfaction, real joy. And it might come from just you appreciating yourself as you are at this time. I don't think you need it from someone else. Maybe that was just the lesson you needed to learn. I think you needed to learn to enjoy your own energy by yourself. But there's also something interesting here where it's like there's this little kit, I think, in the den there. There could be a child involved in this. I'm not sure. Take that as you will. But maybe maybe you want a child, and that's something that you wanted to work out with another person, but it didn't. But it's because you're not meant to carry that child. You're meant to carry a different child. Maybe the child is you. Maybe you're meant to take care of your own inner child first before you go on giving your energy to others, right? But I do know from this Empress and 10 of Cups, there will be emotional satisfaction. There will be fulfillment there for you. And it's not going to be something you have to chase or feel like you're always fighting to be validated or to be worthy. You won't feel like you're in the crocodile nest in this situation that you're going to. What changes are coming their way? Hopefully something good. Let's just see here. Okay. Decisions. Okay. So you have a decision to make here. Maybe it's just you deciding to love yourself. And that's all it is. Deciding that you're going to decide to choose you. Yeah. Decide to choose your own happiness. Walk away from that situation entirely in your mind. That seems to be what's here in the tarot, right? Choosing your own happiness. Choosing to be fulfilled. Having the resolve to work towards your own fulfillment and not the fulfillment of someone else's dreams even. Work towards your 10 of Cups. Yeah. Maybe that's why it happened. Because it gave you the resolve to decide that. And you were kind of floundering with your own happiness. And it gave you what is the word, determination, or like resolve to focus on you. I think that's what it was. You had to be redirecting your energy back towards yourself. And that was something you weren't getting. And maybe having the rejection finally taught you that, you know, I don't have to go through these things. I don't deserve this, right? I deserve better. Deciding to choose your happiness. It could have been even your decision to leave, right? Or maybe you have that decision before you because you're realizing that whatever this is, it's just not working for you. And it doesn't even have to be romantic, although we do have the romance card here. I do strongly feel that this is about a relationship. Relationships can be with workplaces as well, friendships, families. So take that as you will. But you're making the right choice by choosing your happiness always. Let me get one more card here, actually, just to see. Any more messages from butterflies? Oh, there we go. Hobbies. Okay. So maybe you abandon your hobbies because of focusing on others or focusing on a person for so long. And this is something you're going to rediscover now because you're putting that energy back towards yourself. And that's what's more important for you this time. Or maybe, you need a distraction at this time, and hobbies are a good way to do that, Or you're just going to discover that you actually have a lot of joy in just you yourself and your own energy and your hobbies, and you're realizing a different way to be happy, a different way to be a part of the world. Yeah. Maybe that's what the reverse world was about. Like you felt like you needed a world to be a part of, but actually it's the world you create around yourself that is the most important. Yeah. So focus on your hobbies. Focus on the things that bring you joy, because those are the things that are going to be the most important for you now. Open right here. Yeah. I think that you need to put that energy towards yourself. Work on yourself, because that's the part of you that needs your attention now. Accept what is and think about how you can live a joyful life every day just as you are. Because I think you'll be surprised at how much things actually bring you joy when you just go into that energy of yourself. I think there's things that you have to remember as well bringing you joy. I think you put things aside for a long time and they're waiting to be rediscovered by you. So I hope you do. That's what I have for you today. I hope this reading was helpful for you. If you want to help out the channel, you can leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you want to share your story. I always love to read them, so I do appreciate them. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.